A lot of Velstat's lore that does not have to deal with Vendrick has to deal with another character whom we finally get to meet in the DLC, Raime, or as the boss is called, Fume Knight. He and Velstat used to be the best of friends, both loyal servants to King Vendrick, but then they got into an argument, one of those arguments that probably involved a ton of yelling and cursing and death threats. Eventually, Vendrick declared Raime a traitor to Drangleic and he left for Broom Tower, where we find him. It's also a neat touch that if you wear Velstat's helmet before entering the arena, he'll immediately enter second phase, as if instantly angry at the thought of seeing his former friend and rival. In combat, Fume Knight is one of those bosses that hits slowly, but hits hard. He's got two swords, one normal sized and one that is bigger than the chosen undead. The normal sword is used in normal combos and attacks faster but doesn't hit as hard, but when he swings his ultra greatsword around, anyone unfortunate to get smacked by it will sustain multiple brain injuries and bodily wounds. He's got a decent number of attacks in phase 1 that all involve swinging either his big sword or both of his swords around. Once he sustains enough damage, he powers up his big sword, making it do even more damage. He also gains a few more attacks, including one where he slowly swings his sword around in a wide arc, dealing a ton of damage to anyone that gets hit, or one where he plunges his sword into the ground, causing many fire orbs to spiral outward from him. It probably isn't a surprise that Velstat's former friend, Fume Knight, will get a very similar rating to Velstat himself. They share many similar qualities too. They both carry a giant weapon that does incredible amounts of damage, and have a phase 2 where they buff their weapon with elemental damage and gain a few other attacks that involve that element. And much like Velstat, Fume Knight also shares my criticism that if he were to be brought to Nightreign, he would also need one more attack that can deal with ranged characters. He can currently do that fire orb attack and a lunging sword strike, but that's it. Maybe he can throw a fireball or summon a flame pillar under the player's feet. Something extra to deal with those that stay at safe distances. If he is granted that, he can make an excellent knight or castle rooftop boss. Someone suggested previously that Fume Knight could show up with Velstat, and while I think that could be cool to see, I do think that each of them can stand on their own. Together they might have just a bit too much going on, even for a 3-person team, so I personally would not want them to fight together. Also, they would probably tear each other's throats out before ours. Fume Knight gets an A tier. He's got a really solid fight with simple but punishing mechanics, but much like his friend Velstat, he needs something a little more to deal with ranged characters.